Good morning, Igniting Souls Tribe. It is so great to be with you here live, right here in Columbus, Ohio. Welcome to those of you that are online joining us live. My name is Cardiff D. Hall, and I reside in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm an author, speaker, coach, and a member of Author Academy Elite. This past Monday, I had the opportunity to submit my manuscript for Tide Turners, the practical guide to help you remain in control, experience more joy, and sustain achievement in life to the interior designer that works with Author Academy Elite. The path that I've been on would not be possible without a Sherpa leading me up the mountain. That Sherpa is Kary Oberbrunner. I first met Kary through my cell phone on an episode of Entrepreneur on Fire. Kary was talking about the publishing industry and was talking about creating multiple streams of income. I had no idea that existed. So I immediately signed up for the webinar, and I knew I couldn't be on live. So I decided to, I'll just watch it when I get home. Have you ever signed up for something and just never got around to watching it? Yeah. Well, Sunday afternoon came around and I was going about my day and something shot into my head. Watch the webinar. I immediately go to my wife and I ask her, I said, I gotta watch this webinar. It'll be about an hour. Well, I go downstairs, fire up the webinar. I am entrenched. An hour and a half goes by. I hit stop. I go upstairs. I tell my wife, the webinar's not over. But it's the best webinar I've been on. That evening, I submit my application for Author Academy Elite. And today, I stand here with all of you. Kary Oberbrunner, he's my friend. He's my guide, he's my mentor. Most important, he is a man of value and a servant leader. Please help me welcome my Sherpa, your Sherpa today, Mr. Kary Oberbrunner.
After Cardiff said all those nice things about me and your paycheck was already credited.
Thank you.
I got to talk you up for a second because first of all, you flew in from Minnesota today.
I did.
That's crazy. I mean, most people would say you are a nut and you rented a car to be here.
Yes.
And why?
I had to. It was, I wanted to get here before the conference. One, I'm speaking at the conference, and I wanted to practice, but most importantly, I wanted to be here with the souls that I see online, to feel their energy, to be here, part of this group, and just to meet the faces, and just to keep learning, keep growing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Cardiff.
Thanks, Dan.
Take care. All right. Being from Wisconsin, Minnesota Vikings and Green Bay Packers, I don't know, man. I don't know. But it's all good. Thrilled to be here with you guys today. We have a special guest as well who's going to be coming up toward the end, and he's going to be sharing a life story, which is super cool. New teaching, success fast tracking. So if you're in the audience today here, be ready. Sometimes I bring you up on stage, so be ready, all right? If you're watching us, David, I'm going to ask if people can type in where they're from. I'd love to hear where people are from, state, country. I know a lot of people are out there checking us out. Also, as we get started today, this is kind of still brand new for us. We've been doing these 4 years, but we've only been live streaming them. I think this is the 3rd time, maybe 4th. And so far, it's been going great. It allows us to reach out and touch our tribe. I see friends here. I see all kinds of nice people here. Thank you very much. Here's one of our authors, Joan, who used to drive from Tennessee every month. So I think her husband is saying thank you for for saving the gas bill. So she can sit at home and watch that. But folks, if you see this, we had 284,000 people reached by a couple months ago. And the best way you can help us achieve our mission of igniting 1 million souls by 2020. Is that crazy? Is that crazy? Igniting 1 million souls by 2020. Last conference we talked about what's your moonshot. Your moonshot has to be big. And I have a goal, a moonshot of reaching and igniting 1 million souls by 2020. So right now, wherever you're at, if you can share this feed, that would be fantastic. And let's jump right in. How many of you want to be successful, or you think success is a good thing? Raise your hand. Awesome. By the way, I love you guys. Okay, I spoke somewhere, I won't say where, recently, and nobody in the room was getting it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, have you guys ever been there? You've spoken to groups like that, and you're just like, are these people alive? Do they have a pulse? Whenever I speak to the tribe, the KO fan page, I just get excited because you guys get it. You guys get it. As a speaker, that fuels you up, right? You can kind of be flat if nobody's getting it, okay? So success doesn't happen by accident. Success is a direct result of the way we think. How many of you were taught how to think? Anybody? Just, okay, 0. One. Pete, you were taught how to think. And you were my professor in college, so that's a good thing. I'm glad you knew how to think. I was not taught how to think. I mean, we teach kids how to do everything. I was not taught how to think. As a young kid, I don't blame my parents for that, but I do want to start with a quick story. I kind of chose the path of least resistance growing up. I didn't want to think, and I wanted to choose the lazy person's way. Folks, true story. Senior year of high school, I get recruited to be in my first ever advanced class, AP class. I had never been in an advanced class in my entire life. I'd always been in the general class. Some of you know my story. I was told as a young kid that I had a learning disability, and so I just kind of thought I'm a general student and I should be in general classes. Well, Mr. Moore recruits me to be in his advanced history class. Has anyone ever seen Dead Poets Society? Right? Pretty cool guy, pretty cool. John Keating, right, in the story. Love that guy. Mr. Moore was like that. Mr. Moore was so scary that people who had good GPAs would actually opt out of his class. They would tell their parents to write a letter because they didn't want to mess with their college GPA. So this was a big deal. Mr. Moore, I get this letter in the mail in Milwaukee, Wisconsin that says, hey, congratulations, you're in advanced history class. Here's your assigned book reading for this summer. And I was like, what? What do you mean? And a signed book? So right there I said, done, forget it, I'm out. I'm in general. General is the way I'm supposed to be. So class starts and I show up at the general class. Day 2, I'm not even joking, day 2, knock at the door in the general history class. You know, and I'm just like, cool, you know, goofing around with my friends. Mr. Moore walks in. And he walks to the front of the room and whispers and then does this. And I did the whole like Matrix like are you talking to me? And sure enough, he goes like this. And I was scared. He doesn't even greet me. He doesn't even say anything. He just goes like this. Then he walks down the hall, and I won't walk around the room because I'll go off screen, but he walks fast down the hall, down the stairs, into the torture chamber, which is his office, right? And I sit down, and he says, Kary, I've been following you since 6th grade. And he holds up a manila folder like this. And I went to a small school where they actually had K through 12, so it was a small school. And he says, I've been following you since 6th grade, and then he does this thing, like, you guys see that? That was pretty slick. And it did that. It actually did that. It went like, and I caught it like that, and he says, open it up, and I open it up, and he said, give me one reason why you dropped my advanced history class. And I did the old, like, you know, what am I going to say? I'm lazy? No, I said, I don't know. I don't have one. He said, I want you in my office tomorrow, starting for advanced history class. Folks, I joined advanced history class that day, and it changed my life. It literally changed my life. Later that year, when my dad had a heart attack, true story, we were a poor family. I mean, we were not that wealthy at all, and I couldn't go on the senior class trip. My dad had a heart attack and bills were skyrocket. Who paid for me? Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore paid for me to go out in the senior class. That year we had won a major contest where you compete for government stuff. Every week he brought in the US News and he assigned one of the students to create the quiz for the class. Again, this is senior year and you're like, what? He taught me how to think critically and it changed my life and it gave me the confidence that maybe I could go on after high school and do something. I went to a small rinky-dink little institute, then I went to college, then I went to grad school, then I got my doctorate, you name it. It changed my life. I want to change your life today. I want to be Mr. Moore for you that says, I don't care about your labels. I don't care if you think I'm not smart, I'm not strategic, I'm general. We have a 17-year-old in the room. I'm only 17. We have an 80-year-old in the room? 82-year-old in the room. I'm too old. Look, whatever the excuses are today, flush them. All right? You guys ready to learn success?
Yeah.
Awesome. Cardiff is anybody else ready?
Came up. Yeah, sorry.
Amen, brother. Amen. All right. So success is a direct result of the way you think. Let me say that again. I do not believe in luck and chance. Luck and chance are excuses to be lazy. We all know you can be lucky and not be aware. Is this true? I have been in plenty of rooms where I should have been lucky, but I wasn't aware of the person in the room. I wasn't aware of my need. Does this make sense? I mean, people who could have changed my life, who could have flipped a switch, but I didn't know what to ask. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what I need. So today we want to be able to illustrate that for you. Here's what you're going to discover today. I'm so big into not wasting time. Our business is called Redeem the Day, buy back time. So you guys have invested time being here in the room. You've invested being online. So excited for you. And if you're ready to be here, go ahead and type that into the comments as well. Are you ready? Just say I'm ready if you're ready. Here's what you're going to discover. 3 things. How to become a more strategic thinker so you can save time, money, and energy. Wouldn't this be good? And this isn't hype today. I'm going to bring up somebody afterwards today at the end of my little 5-fold framework. He is going to tell you less than 12 months how he took this lesson that I'm teaching today and his life is very different and you're going to find out. Real story. Number 2, a powerful metaphor that demonstrates why the most successful people win. Don't give me the reason I'm just not supposed to win. I just don't think I can win. Winning is for other people. Look, I don't believe that for a second. What happens if a team isn't winning? Are the fans happy? No, the fans are not happy. And when you say in your life or your business, well, I'm just not winning, guess what? Who's not happy? There's a lot of people who aren't happy. So I believe you are supposed to win. Is that okay if I say that? I believe you're supposed to win. And I believe in abundance. That means that if you win, somebody else doesn't have to lose. That's really important. Because some of us grew up, you know, with Care Bears. That was actually my nickname by the bullies. Kary, Care Bear, get it? I don't know. Whatever. But here's the point. Some of us grew up with Care Bears and rainbows and bubbles and sunshine, and we think, well, if I win, somebody has to lose. I don't think so. In fact, do you guys think people in the tribe are winning right now? Do you think everyone's losing as a result of them winning? No, I believe there's plenty to go around. I have a whole teaching. I'm going to go on abundance sometime. I don't have time today, but it will blow your mind about grains of sand, cherries, and stars. And it is amazing when you think about abundance. But we don't have time to get into that today. Well, that'll be next month. Number 3, a 5-step framework that magnifies your influence, impact, and income. What if you could exist the same amount of energy, but get 5 times the results? Would that be cool? Awesome. My name is Kary Oberbrunner. If we are meeting for the first time, bald guy with the girl's name, chief igniter. I guess that makes me an arson. It's all good. I don't mind. You should be here if you're in one of these quick categories. By the way, if you're here today and you've been here before, pay attention to what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing, because I'm going to teach on 2 levels today. I'm teaching for all the new people. Thank you, Serena, and others who are brand new. Those of you who have been around, what I'm doing right now is I'm actually teaching you how to add value to people and how to serve people. And you guys know my code word for serve, right? All right? It's insiders in the room. What I'm doing is I'm helping people self-select and say if they're not in these 4 categories, they should jump offline. I am so about not just sharing with everybody, but sharing with people who raise their hand. This is part of the problem. Some of you in the room might be struggling in your business because you're trying to go after everyone. One of the first things we do in Author Academy Elite is, who is your book for? Don't tell me it's for everybody. If you say it's for everybody, traditional publishers will laugh you out of the room. Not because they don't think your stuff is good, but because they know you cannot market to everybody in the world. So here are the people that, again, listen on 2 levels today, guys. Listen to what I'm saying, listen to what I'm not saying, listen to the slides and the structure, all that. You're an entrepreneur, you should be here. If you got a business inside you. You're an artist, I love artists, and you have a masterpiece inside you. You're an author with a book inside you. You're a leader with a ministry inside you. I'm talking about business leadership, ministry leadership. You can absolutely go across lines. I don't believe the lie, well, that's just ministry and people are poor and they can't afford my services. I don't believe that. I believe that that's a self-limiting belief. True? All right, number 5, you're a change agent with an idea inside you. Is that you guys? Do you guys qualify? I'd love for the audience to just write their number, David. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they can do that, that would be fantastic. See how many artists, authors, entrepreneurs we have. All right, difference between processes and events. Today is an event. Today is an event. That means today all I can do is what's on the left side. Like Brian, who you're going to meet in a few minutes, Brian had an event with me. And I could encourage a decision on that day. I actually remember the day. I wrote down the day. I looked at my calendar. We'll see that in a moment. The best thing I could do for Brian that day was on the left side. Encourage a decision, motivate him. He made it a calendar issue, and it was a challenge. It is a challenge. What I can't do for you today is the right side. Encourage development, mature you, make it a culture issue, and change you. I can't do that. The only thing I can do is at the very end say, if you like what you hear, this resonates, just like Cardiff, who was on that webinar. Do you realize a lot of people were in your shoes and they said, it's Sunday, webinar's going to end, I'm done. Look at how your life has changed. Do you remember what date? It was December.
Yeah,
December.
Right.
December, today is September. Look at what's changed in your life. You've met people all over the world. You have a book releasing. You met with your employer to talk about how this can integrate with your current day job. Crazy stuff. Crazy. Awesome. You have your first webinar coming up, conference call?
First conference call coming up Tuesday, next Tuesday the 13th.
Look at this, guys.
Yeah.
You're going to meet Brian. You're going to meet others who, again, John Ali on an airplane, right? We met. I mean, life can change like that if you're ready. If you're ready. So at the very end, I'm going to share about this process. Today's session, tip of the iceberg. At the end, I'm going to talk about a process which goes way deeper for those people who want that. Let's jump right into content. I see a lot of you have pens, papers, notes. Let's rock and roll, okay? You are what you think. You are what you think. If you are not happy with the results you're getting, I'm sorry, but look in the mirror. Right? I had to face this. I had to face this, guys and gals, a few years ago, where I was saying, well, here's who's the problem. Oh, here's who's the problem in my life. If this person wasn't in my life would be great. Guess what? What that represents is ignorance. Can I control Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? Can I control my wife? Can I control my kids? Can I control the economy? This is why I love it when entrepreneurs ask me, do you think the economy's right to start this thing? Do you know what my advice is? Who cares? Seriously. And people are like, are you serious? You're really telling me that? I'm absolutely telling you that. Who cares what the economy says? The economy hasn't looked inside you and said, this person is solid. This person has guts. This person can do what it takes. You see what I'm saying? So many people look outside themselves and say, how should I operate my life based on everything external? What that creates is victimhood. Victimhood are people who lie in bed, blame excuses, and denial. Because last time I checked, I can't control the politics. You know how much taxes I have to pay? You think I'm happy every time I have to write, as a small business owner, a honking check? And do you think that eats me up? I'm confessing right now, right? But guess what? Do I let it consume me? Or do I say, next month, we're going to crush it even more and support all the people with our taxes? Who cares? You see what I'm saying? Right? What progress does it achieve for me to just complain? But that's where most people sit in victimhood. And a few years ago, I looked in the mirror and said, I'm going to stop. Amy, one of our clients from Australia, quoted my favorite coach, Chet Scott, who said, I am the CEO of a cool little company called YOU, right? I am the CEO of a cool little company called YOU. That means, guys, you are responsible. You are responsible for you. If you don't get what you want, you get who you are, and who you are is a direct result of what you think. Bottom line, what you think shapes the results you get in life. If you're not content with what you're getting, then you must change the way that you're thinking. True? Oh my gosh, guess what, Cardiff? Come up here, buddy. Let's give Cardiff a hand. This is Family Feud, man.
Awesome, I didn't know.
By the way, one of our clients is on Family Feud next week. Do you know that? Shonda. Shauna, what's her last name? Huber. Shauna Huber, one of our clients, is on Family Feud next week. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Hey, we're Family Feud. Do you know what people told David and I last December? Think about this, guys. December, offering an author program that costs time and money. What do you think the world told David and I?
No one's going to buy it because it's too expensive.
Exactly, and the timing.
Correct.
Why are you doing a webinar on December? I don't even know. Like Christmas Day.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But people in our houses said, "What are you guys doing?" I mean, seriously, what are you guys doing? You know what I say? I don't care what people say. I don't care what the calendar says. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying to be an idiot or be dumb or be unwise, but what I'm saying is, a long time ago, I forgot what the calendar said. Does this make sense? All right, thanks.
Awesome.
All right, I get excited. All right, next one here. Watch, oh, this is good. This is not my own. You can steal it, okay? Go ahead. Watch your thoughts, for they become words. Get that? Thoughts become words. What you think becomes what you say. This is why, as a coach, most of my coaching is recording what people say and putting it back to them. If you are an awesome listener, you can be a really good coach. You can say, what I just heard you say is this. Are you happy with that? And most people say, I said that? Seriously? And then they say, no, I'm not happy with that. What's your thoughts become your words become actions, your actions become habits, your habits become character, and your character becomes your destiny. Where does it all start? Thoughts. See that? See that? This is why we can have two people join one of our programs. One blows up, and it's the best thing that ever happened to them. One, nothing happens to. Why? Because of the pattern. Just a program doesn't change your life. The program is the potential to change your life. Do you see that? Not many thought leaders are going to tell you that. Most thought leaders are going to say to you, my program will change your life. You know what I say? My program doesn't change your life. Who says that? All I say is my program gives you the potential to change your life. Big difference. You see that? You think if you hire Michael Phelps, you're going to be a gold medalist just because you hire him to be your coach? Do you think so? No. It gives you the potential to become an Olympic gold medalist. Joel likes that. Take that, Joel. All right. Look at Joel. All right. By the way, Joel was in our Deeper Pack promo video. Let's give him a hand. Yeah. All right. Success fast tracking. Success fast tracking. David and I were sitting around eating Chinese food, and we said, what's the next fellowship's title? We said, Success Fast Tracking. 5 steps to achieve your goal, right, in half the time. Whatever, okay? That's what we came up with. But check this out. Imagine that becoming more successful, I love this, check this out. Imagine becoming more successful in this metaphor that I'm about to teach you is the same thing as harnessing more of the sun's power. Does this make sense? Can you guys catch that? More success equals more sun. Can you understand that? You guys get that? You're a smart group. Do they understand it? Do they like to tan on the Facebook group? I'd love to know that. Do they like the beach? Okay, go ahead, type it. What's your favorite beach? All right, here we go. We're having fun. We're having fun. All right, Rick Copeland likes to tan. All right, here we go. I just saw you stand up. All right, so in the story, more sun equals more success. Now check this out, guys. You can have an idea, and you can lay out in the sun with that idea for 3 hours. Do you get burned after 3 hours? Yeah, usually, right? Usually you get burned after 3 hours. People like me, redhead, Renee up here, absolutely, right? We get burned quick, right? 3 hours. 3 hours, we're toast. Can you also go out in the sun and burn something in 3 minutes? How do you do that? Same sun, magnifying glass. You guys ready for some funny photos? I'm excited. Look at this. This is a cube of cheese. I don't know where I even found this online. This is a cube of cheese. It's a soul on fire right here. Look at that. Look at that. The magnifying glass is frying that thing in less than 3 minutes. This is a tortilla chip, and it's burning someone's making salsa on the beach right here, okay? Tortilla chip, 3 minutes, burned. What changed? Same sun, same materials, the focus. Folks, I'm going to teach you a 5-step framework today called focus. And you've never heard it before unless you've caught a little bit of that podcast episode, but I'm going to expand it for you today. You heard it, cool. I'm going to expand it today, and then I'm going to put a real-life person in the center of it and say, Brian, did this work for you? So guys, this is really important because some of you lay out in the sun with your ideas and expect them to be slowly baked. Does this make sense? How many of you, let's be honest, you've had an idea for a business, a book, a brand, a product, and you've done the slow bake strategy where you said, I'm just going to lay out in the sun, I'm writing a book, and you just expect it to happen, right? I think we've all been there. That was me with the fiction book. You know how many months I just sat with that and said, I hope it happens. It didn't happen until I applied this 5-step framework. So how many of you are ready to write draw a line in the sand today and you say, I am ready for focus? You guys ready?
Ready.
You ready for sure?
Ready.
It's going to cost you something. It's going to cost adjustments. Are you ready? You still ready? See, it kind of went down. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are the people online ready? What are we hearing from them? What's their favorite beach? Are they entrepreneurs? What's going on, David?
They don't like sand.
They don't like sand. Okay, all
And
right.
they think tanning is bad for you.
Okay. It's all good. It's all good. That's good. Hey, they're honest. You got an honest group, an unfiltered group, right? Okay. Awesome. Where are people from? Did they share what? Do we have any clients on? Where are people from here? Got any UK, Australia?
All over.
All over the place.
Canada.
Fantastic.
Yep.
I never bring David on. Let's bring David up. Come on, guys. Come on, David. Oh, yeah. He's mad. It's all good. It's all good. This guy's tall. This guy's tall. He's like bodyguard / business partner. Okay, good to see you, David. So, how many of you have ever received value from the Igniting Souls Tribe? Raise your hand. All right, let's give this guy a hand right. So, great team. David is essential. Emily, we got Brenda, we got Tim, we got all kinds of people that are just rock stars. Okay. Focus. Ready? Focus. Here we go. I got my little timer there. Letter F is filter. Letter F is filter. Guys, I cannot emphasize this enough. Until thought is linked with purpose, there is no intelligent accomplishment. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds online and in the room. I literally want you to write this down. I want you to write this down. What was your purpose for coming here today? Until thought is linked with purpose, there is no intelligent accomplishment. What was your purpose for being online today? What's your purpose for being in the room today? I'm going to give you guys a few seconds. Just write it down. Write it down. I don't care what it is. I'm not going to judge it. Write it down. What was your purpose for being here today? All right. Does anyone have theirs in the room here? I'd love for people to type theirs in right now. Type theirs in. Who has a purpose about why they came today? Pete, real loud.
To help you, but to get myself off the dime.
To get yourself off the dime and with anything, with your book.
To writing.
With his book. To get himself off the dime with his book writing. Fantastic. Love it. That is a clear purpose, and I'm going to explain why that's important in a moment. Anybody else? Cardiff.
To understand how to run a fellowship, because I want to run a fellowship back in Minneapolis.
Awesome. You see, he came for a different purpose than Pete. You see how important that was? Anybody else? Yes.
Refocus my strengths.
Refocus your strength. And I met you at a football field. And am I am I a coach for anybody? You just met me.
Jason or Stephanie.
Okay, fantastic. Awesome. So he's here to refocus his strengths. Anybody else? One more. Yeah.
To refocus after the book.
After the book, she wants to refocus. Fine. Is anybody jotting theirs down online? What do we got?
A lot of refocusing and gaining knowledge and
Okay.
a lot
Awesome.
of
Folks, I always have a meeting with myself before the meeting. Does this make sense? I'm telling you, write this down. This one little tool will help you so much. I never go to a conference until I have a conference in my head first. All right? I never go to a meeting until I have a meeting in my head first. I never go to a brain-picking session with anybody until I know the purpose. This is so important, guys and gals, because what it does is it operates like glasses. You now are perceiving, Pete, everything I'm saying through your purpose at the end goal. Cardiff is saying, how did he intro? What's his cable right here? Some of you are like, what cable? I don't even care about a cable. You actually should be blind to the cable that's connected to the projector unless that's your purpose. Do you guys see the point? This is why sometimes I go to the same event, 5 times in a row, and I learn 5 completely different things. Does this make sense? Because now I'm going, not saying what are they selling, how are they selling? Not what are they teaching, but how are they standing on stage? Who introed? You guys get the point? Check this out, folks. Marriage example. Marriage example. Pete knew me back when I was in college and single. Let's just be honest, right? Confused little kid, right? Had hair, but confused little kid. So you can imagine going to a college event, let's just say movie night, on a small college campus in Indiana. There's not much to do except like run through cornfields or something, okay? So it's movie night. Do you see how before marriage I go to that with a totally different filter? You guys get the point, right? What am I saying in my head? Do I even care about the movie? No, I'm probably saying, is my future wife in this room right now? Right? Let's just be honest, right? And I'm saying, is she? I don't know. Oh my gosh, that one just said hi to me. I'm thinking, is that her? I don't know. Oh my gosh. That one, you see the point? I'm not even focused on what's going on because my filter is a different purpose. You see the point? Once I got married and met Kelly, now there's so much of my life that has a different focus. You see what I'm saying? Now I don't have to go to that same event and say, is my future mate here? I might say, how can I add value to people in the room? You see the difference? Many people go into the room as business owners, and what are they actually saying? How can I sell people? How can I serve people? I was there years ago because that's what you think. You think, oh my gosh, I'm a small business owner, I got to make a sale. Do you think that people pick up that frequency? Absolutely. So what I'm saying is this, folks. There's a food example. Have you ever gone to the refrigerator without a filter? Right? Let's be honest, right? You're standing in front of the fridge and you're like, I'm not even hungry, but hey, what's screaming my name right now? Or the grocery store. What do they say about going to the grocery store when you're hungry? Don't go. Why? Because you have no filter. You say, oh, the cart is the filter. When the cart's full and pouring over with food, that's my filter to that. Do you get the point? Most people, check this out, really important. Most people have 0 filter for their inbox. 0 filter for their calendar. 0 filter for their time. Is this true? This is why many people are struggling, because they have no goal at the end that says, here's what I'm trying to achieve. So everything is a good, valid option. You can't judge it. If you don't know what your end goal is and what your end filter is, how do you know that email is wrong? Does this make sense? Joel, I know you've gotten close to me over the last few years because you've been, one of the first clients I ever had. But do you think I have a filter on my time?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So every email that comes across my inbox is filtered according to my opus, which is what I want to achieve in life. And that deals with family, faith, it deals with everything. Does this make sense? Okay, that little football thing that I was telling you about, right? So I'm a flag football coach for my son. They said, will you be the commissioner of the whole flag football? What do you think my answer was? No. What are you, crazy? But I said, I can do flag football coaching. Why? Because Keegan is on my opus list, and I can then pour into Keegan. It makes total sense. You guys see this? So everything that I do in life has a filter about, should I do this? Why should I do it? Because I know what my end goal is. My question is, do you know what your end goal is? Do you know what your end goal is? David and I cut Escaping Shawshank this year. Even though it was probably 75 grand in the bank, lives changed, all kinds of impact, we killed it. Why did we kill Escaping Shawshank? Even though Dan and Joanne Miller said, go for it, let's do it again. We came to the mutual conclusion we should cut it. Why do you think? What's launching for me? Elixir Project. What, you know? That is coming at the same time. It was 2 months before the conference. I'm saying no. Just because you can make money at something, just because a client's willing to pay you, that might be the worst thing. You might be receiving money to stay average. Ouch. Do you need, ouch, that's ouch. Do you need to fire some clients? Do you need to fire some clients? Because these clients are actually making you stay average. Now, nobody gets into the tribe unless they're a rock star client. We've had people, David, you know this, true story. Did we not have someone in Author Academy Elite say, here's thousands of dollars, I want to be in, and we said, after the money was deposited in our account, we said, here's your money back. You guys are going to have tests all along the way. It could be the money test, could be the time test, could be the people-pleasing test. Can I really tell this person no because I love them and I care about them, but I know it's not for my highest good? Maybe it's a standing appointment with, here's an ouch one, a standing appointment that you have with a lifelong friend that you guys go out all the time and you know that you've grown and outgrown that friendship. Ouch! Does that mean you're a jerk to them? Does that mean that you're better than them? Or does that mean that your heart's not even in it anyway and they can probably tell? True? And you just need to go to that person and say, you know what? I've grown into some new areas and I have some new focuses and I love to still stay in touch, but we need to dial that down. Like, you can say this in a way that honors them. Is this true? Is it honoring to be going through the motions and be investing 3 hours a week with this person when your heart's not in it and you know it's killing you and crushing you from what God's calling you to? See, this is, I said this could be a tough lesson, right? All right, next one. Internet example, same thing. If you go on Facebook with no filter and you say, I don't know, I'm just going to go kill some time, you will kill 35 minutes with 47 clicks. And why? Because I do this. When I have to write a chapter in my book, guess what I find myself doing? You know, researching on whatever, right? Is this true? Let's just be honest. All right. Driving example. Driving example. If you have no destination in mind, I love this. These next few quotes, these are tweetable, okay? I thought of these this morning early. No filter, no focus. No filter, no focus. If you have zero filter, you have zero focus. True? True. All right, let's make t-shirts about that, all right? Next one. No destination, no distraction. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? What do you guys think? What does the Facebook crowd think? What do you guys think about that? No destination equals no distraction. What do you think?
You just kind of going, and whatever happens, happens, and so nothing is going to distract you because you're just clueless. I mean,
because everything's an option.
Yeah.
Life's a distraction, right? You have zero destination, everything's possible. There is no such thing as a distraction. So don't tell me you're distracted if you don't know where you're going, right? All right, O is orient. O is orient. You guys having fun?
Yeah.
I'm having fun. All right, Mark's having fun. Orient means to turn toward. Folks, you're going to hear from Brian in a little bit. You're going to hear a few stories from me. Here's the point. Focus means orient. Orient. Okay? Filter, orient. Orient means action. Action. to turn toward, to take action. People who lack focus lack action. Now, you might say, well, they act a lot in distracting ways. Yes, because they have no filter. This is why it's sequential. It's chronological. But filter, orient. You can't orient yourself to zero filter. Does this make sense? You got to have your filter first, then you orient yourself to it to create space for something new. Folks, some of you, let's be honest, don't raise your hand. This is margin anonymous right here, okay? How many of you are lacking margin in your life? A lot of us, right? A lot of us. Well, guess what? We need to create space for something new. This is why on Tuesday I could go to High Banks in the middle of the day and go crawfish filtering at the school with my daughter for a field trip. Why? Because I say no to all kinds of other things. This is why on September 30th I can go to the zoo with my other daughter on a field trip. Why? Is it because I have such a great life? No, no, no. I went through hell to get here. Okay, I'm just being honest. I woke up one day in my life around 34 and I said, what am I doing? I said, I feel like I'm in Shawshank. And I knew that for a time, but I finally admitted it. And I said, my life is not my own. My life is where people tell me to go. It's what people tell me to do. And at the end of my life, God's not going to say, okay, come up here, little guy, tall guy, girl's name, come on up. All right, stand right here. Okay, we're going to review your life. Oh, I'm going to ask your boss to come up and give an account for how you spent your life. I'm going to ask that other person. No, I realized at the end of my life, God's going to say, what did you do? And it was too easy for me to say, well, it's the church's fault. It's my boss's fault. So what did I do? I got super serious. I embraced acute pain to overcome what? Chronic pain. I was in chronic pain, and when you're in chronic pain, you just can't flip the switch and say, I want my life different. It's a slow work. It's a slow process. And here's what you do. Every decision you make makes you stronger. And suddenly you look back after about 25 no's and adjustments, and you look back and you say, oh my gosh, I'm becoming somebody different. Does this make sense? Brian, you're going to share in a little bit, but that was your story. You said, I don't like where I'm going. And you said, I need help. And I said, boom, 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 boom. And then what happened? Right? We'll hear about that in a moment. Okay, Dan Miller. I was a reader of Dan Miller's in 2012. So just think about this, folks. Think about how crazy this is. Reader of Dan Miller. Doesn't even know who I am. Right? Let's just be honest, right? Do you think he needs me? Do you think Dan Miller's like, dang, I need this skinny guy who's bald with the girl's name. I need that in my life. No, he could care less, right? Reader, anonymous reader. 3 years later, he's a business partner. Do you guys see how this can happen? What I said is I'm not going to try to get in everyone's life. I said I got a goal and I'm going to focus and I'm going to get so serious about investing in Dan and Joanne Miller and adding value to their life and finding out what they need. Do you think there was a cost to that? Do you think there was probably a lot of costs along the way to get there? Do you think there's unbelievable blessings that afterward I didn't even know were there, but resulted? You see the point? Here's the point, guys. Orient. It all starts with to turn toward, to take action, to create space. Okay? You guys ready? Keep going?
Yeah.
Oh, here's another one. This is a breakfast that takes 6.5 hours to drive to, but resulted from this. Here's a breakfast. Michael Hyatt, Ray Edwards, Ken Davis, rock stars all over the place, right? A breakfast, a 6.5 hour drive from Columbus for a breakfast. Do you think that almost sounds as dumb as Minnesota flying and renting a car to come to this little dumb thing, right? No. Cardiff realizes the value. I realize the value. The value is I need to be in that room. Folks, I never say anymore. 4 years ago, I stopped saying, what's the cost of me doing this? Here's a big thing that you guys should write down, okay? Don't ever say, again, once your filter's there, once you orient, You can never say again, what's the cost of me doing this? Here's what you should say. What's the cost of me not doing it? I said to my wife, I said, baby, I said, you know what my Christmas present is? To go to breakfast in Tennessee. Can I do that? She's like, you want me to take the kids so you can go to breakfast in Tennessee? You know, overnight thing? She's like, absolutely. Do you guys see how weird that is? Like, most people are like, can I have Buckeye tickets? Like, there's nothing wrong with Buckeye tickets. But at the end of the Buckeye tickets, what have I got? If it's moved me closer to my goal, then you should go to the Buckeye game. But if it doesn't move you closer to your goal, then I'm not going to say yes to all these other things. Does this make sense? So I was in the room, and amazing things had happened from being in the room. Up, Cardiff here goes.
Oh my gosh.
You like that? Come on, man. Okay. All right. Why am I excited about Cardiff being here? Why am I excited about Debbie being here? Why? Why? From Kentucky. Rudy from California. Come on up, Rudy. I know you're brand spanking new. Do you want to come up?
Sure.
All right. Kentucky, come on up. Deb, come on. All right. I don't even know you, but I like you. Okay? Why? Because he's got a girl's name and he's a guy, just like me, right? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Is Rudy even a girl's name? I don't know.
I don't think it is.
Okay, all right.
I want to say that.
Now I just insulted him. Come on over, Deborah. So you came from California today.
Yes.
And you probably are not here just for this. You probably have another goal. But while you're in town, somehow you're in the room. How did that all happen? And I don't even know this.
I was invited
Okay.
by Pete and Pat, correct?
Fantastic.
So I didn't even know I was going to be here today. But
Awesome.
now that I'm here, when you said, why are you here, right? And you asked a few people and they gave their information. What I wrote down was, I was invited here, and now that I'm here for the purpose of receiving new information, new ideas, new thoughts.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, that's
Love
what
it. He said yes. He didn't. Does that ever happen? You don't know what's going to happen, but you know you're supposed to say yes to something, and it turns into a crazy blessing. Awesome. Thank you, Rudy. Sorry I insulted you. So, even though we're live streaming this, I mean, how long did it take you to drive here today?
I left at 6 this morning.
6 this morning. You're crazy, all right? So, mileage on your vehicle. Do you have anything after this? You going to lunch with anybody or anything like that?
Going to lunch with Erica.
Erica,
Or not.
fantastic. All right. So, you said it's worth hopping in the car and driving, I don't even know, like, tell me times. I'm not good at math. So, you left at whatever time, and you got here, sorry, dude, that's why I'm David right now.
Yeah.
So, 3 hours, one way?
One way.
Oh my gosh. So 6 hours round trip to be here, vehicle, gas, all this stuff. Why the heck did you come? Like,
you
what was
said,
your
it's
focus? What was your
it's
focus?
a progression.
Uh-huh.
When I started coming a year ago, I was hearing different things than I'm hearing now.
Wow.
Because I was focused on my book
Yes.
and peeling back the
Yes.
pain of that. So now I'm on the other side of it,
Awesome.
almost on the other side.
Yeah.
So now I'm hearing, what do we do next? So
Yeah.
I'm listening with a different ear.
And you shot me an email in the last 10 days, and you were like screaming through the email excited that you just landed a very big event. And I know we can't share it yet because you're still working out the details. But you coordinated something super powerful for your book.
I can share it quickly.
Share it quickly.
With the tribe.
Share it quickly.
Please
Well,
don't.
it's not the tribe. This is now the world. So.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So please don't send in questions because we're not sure how this is, the details of it. It's going to work.
Yeah.
But I started writing the book at a little vineyard that was about 10 minutes from my house. Got to know all the people there very well. They have a venue that holds like 1,200 people, outdoor amphitheater. They have, headliners out there for concerts all the time. So on June the 3rd, we are having a day of inspiration to encourage people to reach their dreams. I'm going to be doing the book. We've got some artists lined up, some other people.
Fantastic.
And it's just going to be a huge day. And it's
Awesome.
not about me. It's about taking what I learned from you
Sure.
and from the tribe, and let's take it out to other people.
Love
Teach
it.
anyone.
Let's give her a hand. Yeah. Awesome. Good job. You guys see that? You see that? That's how we're going to ignite 1 million souls. Not by me, by Cardiff going and starting the Minnesota thing, by Deborah going and starting something in Kentucky, by Rudy. This is how it flows, But I was so stuck and scared years ago that I thought it was all about me. If you're stuck and scared today, here's the little lie the enemy's telling you. It's all about you. Do you see how I needed to drop that? You see that? Every one of you has something amazing in you that if you let, how am I going to do this? It's too big. It costs too much. I don't know how to do it. If you let that stop you, Cardiff wouldn't be in the room today. Deborah wouldn't be in the room today. Brian wouldn't have started his business. Do you guys get the point? This is the way life works. Okay, let's keep rolling. We got to go faster here. David's telling me I got to go. He's not telling me, but I feel it. I feel it. All right, I feel it. Cut, to turn away. Folks, you cannot add unless you cut. You cannot add until you cut. Cut, to turn away, to unsubscribe, to eliminate. This is what I do, folks. I say I don't need that email in my inbox anymore. I don't need it. I don't need that, I don't need that, I don't need that, I don't need that. Boom, margin. Does this make sense? I just got something on my phone. You know, something nice, an invitation from someone to go somewhere. The answer was, you know, I'm already with my son at Marmon Valley camping and hanging out with him that weekend. I can't do it. Like, you gotta put the big rocks in your jar first. Does this make sense? All right, unhackability. Super important, folks. This is my deep passion. You said I was studying quantum physics before you came in. Look, this has been a 2-year. David's reading the book right now. David's even said to me, I'm just repeating what David said. David's like, I didn't know you could write. Yeah, I didn't know you could write, Kary. Because it's tough. This was a tough book. And there's massive research, but it's written in young adult fiction. And what I set out 2 years ago was to say, how can we become unhackable? And I know that sounds like sci-fi, like what the heck is he talking? How can we become unhackable? Let me tell you what I mean. God said, let there be light. And then he sat on the couch, ate Doritos, played Xbox, and watched reality TV, and 5 years later there was a light. Is this what the Bible says? God said, let there be light, and there was light. Whose image are you created in? God's. So there was a zero gap between ideation and implementation. I'm not saying we're ever going to be zero gap. I'm not saying that. Please hear me. I'm not saying you're ever going to become God. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I do believe your divine mandate is to ideate and implement. Fair enough? Sure? And that successful people do that. You guys know this. Successful people do what they say and say what they do. Most people, ideation, stagnation. Ideation, stagnation. True? Why? Because they've been hacked. They have been hacked. Most people are hacked. What does it mean to be hacked? If your iPhone is hacked, if your computer's hacked, certain things happen to it. And I'll tell you what those things are in a moment. I don't want to rush. I know some people are taking down notes. You guys get this? Got it? Can I go? So, Pat, you just let me know when you're ready. Zero gap, let there be light. Success, ideation to implementation. All right, check it out. When you're hacked, you lose 4 things. The first thing you lose is control. I was watching a 2020 Dateline, whatever it's called, I don't even know. My wife likes that, and we hang out and do that sometimes. So I'm watching the show, and the person's like, hey, today's cars are electronic. Anybody can hack them. Let's go follow this person in this other car with a hacker, and let's see if they can hack into this person's car. And again, they knew it was coming, so this wasn't like scary safety or anything. But yes, there was a computer and a hacker in the car behind, and they are literally hacking the car in front of them. And what can they do? They can go left. They can actually press buttons, and then it goes left. And people are like, what? And then they can stop. And then they can. The first thing that happens when you're hacked is you lose control. How many of you have lost control of your lives? And you've said, I feel out of control. I feel stuck. I feel like I'm going in circles. I feel like I'm going through the motions. These are all language statements. Remember what we said? Thought leads to words. Listen to what you're saying. And if what you're saying is, I feel out of control, you're being hacked. What happens next? When those people were hacked in the car, they immediately said, oh my gosh, what's going on? Is the car freaking out? And they lost clarity. They lost clarity. And some of you are going to say, oh, that sounds familiar. I know where this is going. They lost control then they lost clarity, then they lost competence. Oh, is it my fault? Do I know how to drive? Is this me? Am I having a stroke? What's going on? And it becomes an internal thing that they start wrestling with. And then lastly, confidence. I shouldn't even drive cars. I shouldn't even get behind the wheel. Folks, this is the hacking that's happening 24/7 to most people. Control, clarity, competence, and confidence. Does this make sense? So what are we doing? We're having a conference about it. We are having a conference called Becoming Unhackable, and it is going to teach you all about how to become unhackable in work and life. And I'm taking the first day and I'm going deep into mindset, because that's where it all starts. I'm going deep into mindset. Here's how you get hacked. Here's why you get hacked. Here's how to identify your hacks. Here's how to close the gaps in your hacks. Guess what? Dexter's coming on, and he's going to say how to be unhackable on stage. Any of you going to speak ever? Can't miss it. Amy, it's fantastic. She's in Alaska right now. She's flying all over the world to speak. She's one of the top people on video. She's going to say, how do you become unhackable on video? Not only with, a big camera, but like your iPhone. And how can you drive traffic? Dean is going to be talking about how to become unhackable in your faith, in your life, in your family, these types of things. David is going to be kind of like pulling back the curtain and saying, here's the fire starter formula for you guys, and here's how we do it in our business, and here's how to have your online business become unhackable. Does that sound cool? Yeah. 2 days. Not what is it going to cost me, what is it going to cost me not to go? Think about that. What is it going to cost you not to be in the room? I don't know. You tell me. This, my friends, is very exciting. There's 3 words right here. I didn't want to put them down. I can't give out too much too quick, but you know the whole point. Elixir Project is a fiction book that I wrote on purpose that people would fall in love with the story and not even think twice. All of the stuff that the editor cut, 20,000 words. You know how much of my life that was? 20,000 words of it, like most of my books, is the goal that would distract people from a fiction story. People would be like, I'm paying attention now more to what he's saying and not the characters. So I took that 20,000 and we're now turning that into a crazy course. And guess what? Who's getting the samples? Who's getting the early stuff? Who's getting the guts of all this work that's taken 2 years, the conference? You guys get the point? Super excited. What's it going to cost you to take action? I say flip it. This is what I now flip. Now that you have a filter F, an O orient, what's next? C cut, a U unhackability, guess what? Look at you guys. Lots of you guys are here in this picture. Lots of you people were in the room last year. And you've done tremendous things. Joel, you've done tremendous things in your business. You started your first ever course, or your second ever course, but you just had a phone call with can I share this? I mean, I'm not going to tell who. Sure. I'm just sharing it, whatever. There's no filter on my mouth. but he's taking his course now and creating it for this demographic, and he's already got buyers. He's creating it for this demographic, and he already has buyers. Boom, boom, boom. Folks, all because he took action and has a focus, right? All right, let's keep going. David, I'm going to ask you, I haven't even asked you to post links. Can you post a link of the Igniting Souls conference? We have 8 tickets left. 8 tickets left, and so we have to meet with the conference and come up with a new strategy. We purposely do not put you in rows. You guys know this. We could actually double the conference if we put little sardines. Like, seriously. Why do we not do that? Because Mark had amazing chats last year in his half circle table, and the community happens, and people love what happens that's the point. Renee, did you enjoy your table last year? Yeah. We don't want this isn't just information, because then we could sell you a DVD. This is what happens in the room. Who's at your table? What are you guys going to come up with together? Are you guys going to speak on each other's stage someday? Are you going to co-create a product? Amazing stuff happens. October 22nd to the 23rd, $100 off code. $100 off code. It's all lowercase, Elixir VIP. Elixir VIP. All right. We have people who are driving, not driving because you can't drive through water, 13 hours. So I get pretty excited when I'm staring at people who live 20 minutes away. And I'm saying, oh, you're telling me you can't hop in the car and go through 5 stoplights? And these people are flying across the world. All right, Amy and Will, right? You see my point? If you want an excuse, there will always be an excuse. Online Facebook people, right? There will always be an excuse. Well, you know, I don't know, I can't do that, I can't do that. Look, Roddy from Scotland. I mean, folks, Canada, people are saying the exchange rate. Look, they're finding a way because they know I have to be in the room. S is singularity. Then we're going to bring Brian up here in a second. Singularity, folks, super important. My life is already a no. Now I know this is going to wreck all the hippies in the room. Some of you are hippies. That's cool. My mom was a hippie. Okay, it's all good. But nobody laughed. Okay, but let's keep going. All right, you guys are serious about hippies. It's all good. Singularity. The answer is already no. Here's the point, folks. The answer for me when I wake up is that most of my life is already a no. Like 99% of my life is a no. Is that wrong? Is that bad? Or is it actually freeing? You guys see the point? Just hang with me. This is a true story. This is a medical study that's been done. You make 226.7 decisions every day about food. Did you catch that? You make 226.7 decisions every day about food. The fact that I wake up and 99% of my life is already no is actually freeing. Look at any study that they do. When they give people too many choices, you've seen this, right? They got a product, you usually get 3 choices or 5. When they give you 25 choices for food and dips and all this stuff, people's minds blow up. They go, I don't know, I like the cherry one or the salsa one or da-da-da-da-da-da. You can't do it. You were meant to have a few things well. So every time an opportunity comes in your life that you are tempted to say yes to, realize if you say yes to that, you're saying no to something else. Does this make sense? You are not Superman. You are not Jesus Christ. You are not a Messiah. You are not God. You are not divine. So that means your time is limited. So when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Check it out. It's freeing and liberating. It's freeing and liberating the fact that so much of my life is already a no. You don't have endless options. You don't. You guys, we don't have endless options. Last time I checked, nobody in this room can fly. You already have limitations. Nobody in this room can hold their breath for 25 minutes. You are finite. You have limitations already. Might as well accept it. Does this make sense, everybody? All right, Brian, come on up here. Brian, come on up. Let's give Brian a hand. This is a cool story. This story, I'm excited. I'm excited about this story. So let's talk about this story, all right? You guys know Brian? You know Brian? This is Brian. Natural Wood Mirrors, okay? Brian came to me, what year were you in high school? You're going to date yourself.
Wow. Sophomore.
What year was
Year?
it?
2003.
2003. So 13 years ago, he comes in my office and says, I need to be an intern to somebody. Will you be my whatever? I don't know. Tell me what happened. I don't even know what happened. It's too long.
It was a high school class where I would go to
Shadow somebody or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
Shadowed
wanted to shadow you.
Okay. So he shadowed me way back then, and he goes on with his life, right? You go on with your life. I don't really hear from you. I think your wife was a teacher now where my kids go to school.
Yep.
But, you know, that's whatever. Then on October, a few days before this, he what did you call? Did you call me? Facebook messaged me. You texted me.
Yep.
Because we played disc golf like one time over the years. He's pretty good. Pretty good. So we played disc golf over the years, you know, 1 or 2 times or something like that. So he texted me, and what did you say?
I just said I was kind of searching for some answers, and
Okay.
heard about what you did, and
Yeah.
just thought maybe you could help me.
So he's searching for answers, and he needs help, and he even is a former intern. Do you guys think I said, absolutely, let's meet for lunch? What do you think I said? I'm a jerk. What do you think I said? I'm not a jerk, but what do you think I said? Come to the fellowship? Is that what I said?
Yep.
I say come to the fellowship, and did he show up? Do you guys see this? Why do you need to set up not tests for people, but do you think if you have 1 million fans someday, all of you, do you think you're just going to be like, oh, I can say yes to everybody? If you guys don't know how to manage your time now, and me, I'm talking to me, if I don't know how to manage my time now, how dare I ask for more influence? Ouch. Is this true? If I can't manage my life with 1 wife, 3 kids, and be able to manage my time, how dare I ask God for more clients? I mean, I don't even know. How many clients do we have these days, Dave? I don't even know. We got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients. How can I serve all of them? Last time I checked, nobody said Kary's a jerk, Kary doesn't serve me. No, we've created systems. And one of the systems is, no matter who it is, if they say, can I meet with you, Kary? I don't know if he's a good investment yet. If I say yes to Brian, I'm saying no to my wife for 90 minutes. If I say yes to Brian, I'm saying no to my daughter for 90 minutes. Do you guys get the point? So I guard that pretty big. And I say, you want to meet with me? Okay, come to the fellowship. He came to the fellowship. Automatically, I'm like, okay, this guy's serious. How many people do you think don't come to the fellowship who are local, who ask me? Not because I'm all that, but because, look, people need help. The world needs help. And I say, Brian, come to the fellowship. He comes to the fellowship. I don't even know. What did you think?
It was great.
It was great. And then what happened next?
Well, we took the car trip to talk to him.
So what? You said, did you come up after the fellowship and say, I want to take a car trip with you? What happened? I forget. I honestly forget what happened next. So you go to the fellowship.
It was down in Hocking Hills, so you
I remember this. I have a picture, but like, what happened next? Did I say, hey, I got an opportunity for you, or what did I say? I don't even remember.
No, you just encouraged me to make some steps that you thought would work.
Okay. So I said, check it out, Brian. You need time, and I don't have time, because I already have things in my life. Everything's a no. So I said, October 27th, I'm speaking somewhere. I'm speaking to these group of guys. Okay, I found the picture. I save everything. I really do. I just can't remember everything. I save everything. So they asked me to speak to these group of guys at some crazy cool, remember how cool that was? Eagles Wings Lodge in Hocking Hills. Like, it sleeps 27 people. I mean, it's crazy nice thing. Anyway, he asked me to come to that. Folks, I didn't charge for this speech. Why? Because Chaz allows us to meet in this room for free. Because Chaz has let me be in this room for 4 years. You guys see the point? I'm not like, oh, Chaz, my fee is, $5,000 today. I'm like, you need something, I'm there. Do you guys see how this works? Pat or Pete need anything, I'm there. Right? I visited you with my daughters and they colored you pictures. Like, I'm not a jerk, but I'm just saying you need boundaries. You need boundaries. So Chaz says he needs me somewhere. I'm like, cool. I tell Brian, you need something. Can you be in the car with me for 2 hours straight each way, and whatever coaching questions you have, I'll coach you. You guys see how I'm trying to help people? I'm trying to find ways to help people. So you're in the car, and what happens?
I just shared with you everything that was going
Okay,
on.
what was going on? Tell these people.
I started the concept for my business a little bit before that, but things weren't really clicking, and I just wasn't seeing a lot of progress, so I was just looking for some clarity.
So you had a day job,
Yep.
which was nice, safe, all that stuff, but
Sure.
you knew you had some other things in you,
Yeah.
but you didn't know how to get there.
Right.
And so what I did, folks, is I basically went Dream Job Boot Camp on them. This is why you need to create content, okay? So I went Dream Job Boot Camp on them, and one of the first things I said was, why do you not have a website? And he told me why. And it was a conflict with somebody. And I said, you need to get that fixed like yesterday. Remember that?
Yep.
And what happened? Did he go back and say, I'm going to think about that, Kary. That was a good idea. What'd you do?
No, I found the guy that could do the job, and he's been great ever since.
So I gave you action items, and you took immediate action.
Yep.
And we had a 2-hour ride there, a 2-hour ride back. And look who this is right here. Who's this? Less than a year later, I don't even know these people. I don't watch TV. Who is this? Tell me who this is. I don't know.
Cameron Fontana was Channel 28, Fox News.
Okay. So this is your website now. He went pro. How many kids you got?
Two boys.
How old are they?
2.5 and 8 months.
Do you see how unsafe the world says this is? You got how old? 8-month-old and 2.5-year-old? What are you thinking, Brian? Are you a jerk? Are you an idiot? Like, you have a wife, you have kids, your wife's a teacher, the salary. You guys see the point of what's happening? He says, I'm going to go for it. Did you apply the FOCUS?
I'm sure.
Filter, orient, cut, whatever, unhackability, and singularity?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Was it tough? I'm not going to lie. Was this tough for you?
Incredible.
It was incredible. So don't hear me say, oh, I just gave him FOCUS, and then he went out on the street and said, focus, and then the money came. All right? Did you guys get the point? It took work. It took work. So what happens? Shawshank tree falls. You guys get where this is going? Shawshank tree falls, and he's ready. Did we blow up the Shawshank tree? Did we make it fall? No. Luck and chance only happens when you're prepared. So Shawshank tree falls. He texts me and he says, dude, how do I get the Shawshank tree? Right?
Yeah.
Right? And I say, I think I can help. How many other people had tried to get the Shawshank tree?
They said around 300 the first day. The owner of the tree around 100, 200 the first day.
You guys get the point? He was ready. He didn't say, oh, the Shawshank tree fell. I better start National Wood Mirrors, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I gave him one invitation. And I said, here's your invitation. Are you coming or not? He came. Boom. He kept taking action. You were there. Jeff, you were there. Where are you, buddy? This is... You're here. Where are you? Right here. I haven't seen you since this day.
Yeah.
I don't think.
No, we saw each other a couple of weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago? Where did we see each other?
At the Jelly.
At the Jelly Day. Really? Okay, sweet. My bad. So this is the last time I hung with him, okay? I hung with him at the Eagles. What is it called? Eagles Wing? It's fantastic. Check it out, folks. Look what happened. Look what happened. Oh, I was going to show a video clip. I'm not. Well, I want to. Should I show it? This sounds really bad, and we got Facebook people. It's a clip. We'll show it. We'll put it in the tribe. So I'll put the video in the tribe. It's him sharing on TV. Guess what's on eBay right now? Well, first of all, hold up the paper. It's called Eye Candy. So let's share what happened. The owner said yes. He got the tree. Isn't that crazy? He got the tree, and you turned it into something amazing. And this is at the what?
The BIA Parade of Homes.
Parade of Homes. This is glass wine something or other. What do they call it? Wine cellar
Wine
underneath.
cellar, yeah.
So you can see the thing.
Yep.
This is now on eBay for $10,200.
300.
He just checked. Wow. You guys get the point? Now here's the point. I gave him an invitation. He said he needed help, and I said, here's your invitation. I've had this happen in my life, where I knew what I wanted, and someone gave me an invitation, and I said yes. You said yes last December. Erica, you said yes, even though you were a single mom of 5. All of you have said yes in this room. Here's the point. He's not just pocketing the money. This money is actually helping people. Tell us about it.
I've got type 1 diabetes, so the owner and I kind of came to an agreement that proceeds from it will go to the Diabetes Research Foundation.
Awesome, awesome. Do you think the marketing on this is blowing up his business? You guys get the point? People can't pay for this type of placement. Joel, you're a media guy. Can people pay for this type of promotion?
A lot of money.
A lot of money. You guys see the point? All right, let's give Brian a hand.
I built a cellar at the Parade of Homes that it sits above. So
You built the cellar underneath.
Yeah, I want to sell it.
Fantastic.
But anyways, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Love it. Awesome. Thanks, Brian. Thank you. And again, I get to reap the benefit of free speech for Chaz, free thing here, but it's blessing our tribe now. It's fantastic. Here's the point, guys and gals. We are going to wrap up. We'll do questions in a moment. But when you prepare for the moment is prepared for you. Okay? When you prepare for the moment is prepared for you. Serena, come on up. Do you mind coming up? The main character in my book is Sienna, and then this young gal who's the same age as my main character, named Serena. Come on over here, stand over here. So this is Serena, and you are our youngest ever author who just joined Author Academy. So congratulations, awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, and what's going on with your life? Why did you say at 17 I want to learn how to write a book?
Well, 2 years ago, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life, and I wasn't really sure like what I liked to do. I mean, I always had liked to write, but I never imagined being an author. And I was praying, and then God told me that I was going to be an author. I was going to write my story, and at the age of 18, I was going to get it published. And so I waited a year. Like I didn't really have focus, like you're talking about. I just kind of was like, oh well. And then this past year, He's just been changing a lot of things in my life. And 2 years ago, we had a house fire, and so it took me a while to start writing. And so I didn't know if I was going to put the house fire in there, what I was going to do, but He just really had me, He's just kept dropping things in my spirit. You need to write about this, you need to put this in there, this in there. And so then it just developed, and I was like, okay, how am I, now I'm like at the point, I'm almost 18, He said at the age of 18, I was like, how am I going to publish it, what am I going to do? And then your webinar came across my mom's Facebook, and that's been
Thank
like
you,
her
David.
too.
That's David right there.
It's like she does like things, everything, like God's been bringing things to her face. But she's like, you need to check this out, check this out. And then she was like, you should check this guy out. He's from Columbus. And I was like, okay. So I watched a webinar, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I need. This is the answers, because we have no idea how to publish a book.
Right.
And I mean, the people in my church have all published books, but I didn't feel led to go to any of them.
Sure.
And so then I just listened to the webinar, and I was like, I need to sign up. And
Sweet.
here I am.
Awesome. This is the first time we've met, and I didn't even know she was from Ohio. Daphne kept saying there's this young gal, and I kept thinking she said Australia, but I love it. So you're in Ohio. Congrats to you, and we're gonna all celebrate your journey together. Because at 17, I wish I would have been connected to amazing people like you. So awesome. Thank you. All right. This is a scary picture of me. I know. It's all right. In 2011, folks, in 2011, an opportunity came to me to take over the whole church and to say, hey, is this your path? And there you are. And I was your pastor, Gloria. So it wasn't a bad deal. I mean, is helping people and getting paid to do that wrong? No, that's a great thing. But I knew it wasn't the right step for me. They said, we want you to wait 10 years and kind of just hang out while the senior guy kind of retires. And I was like, dude, I'll be dead by then, right? We got to make this happen. And I was stuck, scared, and I was safe. And guys, real transparent with you, like, I have a wife and 3 kids, and this was scary. I'm not pretending this is all just, hey, you know, let's change the world. I was very scared. And actually fasted and prayed and cried for the first time in my adult life in a long time. Thought I was trapped, thought that, what do I do with my life? The point is this, guys, today life is very different. Today is amazing, and it took action. It took focus. It took focus. So what I want to do, for those of you who are in the room, watch how I'm about to do this, because all I'm going to do is give an invitation. I'm going to give an invitation for our Facebook people and for our people here to say, do you want to take action, or do you want to just stay where you are? Do you want to say yes to an invitation with Brian? I'm happy either way. I love serving you guys today, but here's the point. I knew back then that the most damaging thing in the life of a child, according to Carl Jung, Swiss psychologist, is the unlived life of a parent. I did not want my kids someday to come to me and say, Dad, we heard you telling to go for your dreams. You told us to go for ours, but we saw you safe. We saw you scared. We saw that you didn't really say yes to yourself. Like, I knew the best model I could give my kids is to say yes. And it was scary. It was scary. But I knew that I did not want to be a disengaged, disillusioned, and depressed individual who was half alive. So I knew I was starting to fall into some of these things. Stress. 70% of people in America today have stress, 7 out of 10. 34% think they're going to burn out. They say, I'm going to burn out. Think about the language, burn out. That means your fire is gone. That means there's nobody home. That means you're a shell of a person. Los Angeles says that, LA Times says that 33% increase of heart attacks on Monday morning. Entrepreneur says that there's 25% increase in work-related injuries. People are not fully alive. And I'm not saying, great, tell your boss you're done. No, I didn't do that either. I got very serious and I went from prison to plan to payoff. You need a plan. If you are a provider in your home, you should not quit your job. I'm not suggesting that. I'm saying, just like I helped Brian, he came up with a plan. According to the National Center of Disease Control, more people die at Monday, 9 o'clock than anybody else, any other time of the week. And then male suicide's really scary. Biggest on Sunday nights. Biggest on Sunday nights. Again, got this from one of my mentors, Dan Miller, right? In 48 Days of the Work You Love. So I shared at the beginning that this was an event. It was an event. It is an event, but there is a process. And I'm going to invite you guys to engage with me. Some of you have already done this. That's cool. But if you want a process, just like I helped with Brian, just like I helped Cardiff with Author Academy Elite, Serena, here's the invitation. If you want the stuff underneath the iceberg, David, I'm going to ask you to post the link for Dream Job Bootcamp. Folks, let me explain a little bit about Dream Job Bootcamp. Dream Job Bootcamp is a 9-step plan. It's a 9-step plan. And what I'm going to do, if I can, and we might need to switch the, as long as the cameras get the screen, it's all good. But I want to show you guys a little bit about this. Can you see this, or is it pretty tough? Is it pretty tough? Let's see this here. Okay, so the 9-step plan is this. Number one, we're going to design your story. So you all need to put your story in the center of your business. Does this make sense? If your story is detached from who you are, by the way, does anybody know like the Spanx lady? Does anybody know that? What's her name? I don't even know. But you know the lady. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
What's at the center of her billion-dollar industry? Her story. Hey, I was late for a party, da-da-da-da-da. You know, I didn't have slim-fitting pants or whatever. I don't know. She cut off the toes off pantyhose, and boom, $1 billion later, it's an industry. You need to position your story in your business, but you aren't the hero of the story. Does this make sense? Big difference. If you become the hero in your business, nobody wants to buy. If you use your story, just like John Ali, math tutor, right? So you use your story, but she positions it to make other people the hero. This is what good business is. So we help you come up with your GPS, your guru positioning story. Number two, we help you design your space. What is the culture of your company going to look like? What is Natural Wood Mirrors going to feel like when people go there, when people buy it? What does Apple stores feel like? Next, design your service. Are you a coach? Are you an author? Are you a speaker? Are you a business owner? Are you an entrepreneur? What are you offering people? If you are not clear, clarity attracts, confusion repels. So many people are confusing in their branding. They don't know what they're offering, and then people say, I don't want to eat here. Just like a drive-through. I don't know what they're serving. I don't want to eat here. I don't know. Confusion repels. Number four, we teach you how do you build your platform. How do you get a platform? How do you get people to notice you? How do you get people to pick up? It's not just buying a platform like Trump and Clinton. It's not just building a platform. It's actually borrowing a platform. And we show you the finer components. We call them planks, okay? We call them planks and posts. Your platform needs posts and it needs planks. We teach you how to do that in the Dream Job Bootcamp. Next, we show you how to do your product. Joel knows this more than anybody. Market before you manufacture. We teach you how to create your product before you create it. How to sell your product before you create it. It's called marketing before you manufacture. It's all about increasing, because you can't serve everybody. You're never going to grow that way. If you're trading dollars for time, how many people know businesses that trade dollars for times? Is there a cap? There's a cap. There's always a cap. We show you, if you want to scale this thing, how do you create products and services? We tell you all about promotion. There's a 10-step promotional path that you follow, check, 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 and then you can launch your promotion. We teach you how to develop a thriving community around your products and services. So like Natural Wood Mirrors Junkies, right? How do you create a whole tribe full of community that allows it to kind of bundle your business? Next, maintain your clarity. You're going to have all kinds of distractions rush in and try to stop you and pull you off track, just like any E-Myth book any entrepreneur deals with. We show you how to maintain that clarity. And then lastly, credibility. How do you keep driving forward as an industry leader in your company? And folks, this is the Dream Job Bootcamp. We talk about Zihuatanejo, that place that you want to eventually arrive at. It's Dream Job Bootcamp. We give tons of bonuses in there as well. Best bonus, in my opinion, is the Facebook tribe. So it's a private tribe just for our clients, and you have lifetime access to that as well. Lifetime access to me through that. And we offer people in the room. Cardiff, I'm going to ask you to pass these out, okay? Something, somewhere. There it is. If you can pass those out to people in the room. What I'm offering you guys today is really two things. It's either Dream Job Bootcamp or the Igniting Souls Conference. So Dream Job Bootcamp or the Igniting Souls Conference, that's what we're offering. And for different people in the room, it's going to resonate in different ways. So some of you are saying, I want Dream Job Bootcamp, fantastic. You can stay in your PJs, you can access the content lifetime, you can build your own dream jobber plan. It's modules, so it's video, it's templates, it's lessons. I literally help you walk through that path of how to be a dream jobber. Couple things, some of you are saying decisions, I don't know, maybe I'll just delay because that's my default. If you delay decisions, you prolong your pain. And that's what it is. Delaying decisions prolongs your pain. And last time I checked, I don't like people to be in pain. So when people hire me, this is rare. It's not a big thing on my opus, but if somebody really fits the criteria and wants to hire me one-on-one for their business or company, not what I charge them, but what the value in the marketplace is, what people say I bring to their company after a day of spending time with me. It's a $5,000 gig. It's expensive. Why? Because I'm saying no to all my author clients. I'm saying no to all my family, my wife. If you're getting a full day with me, that's what the market has determined, at least now, the value that I bring. That's very hard for a lot of people. I get it. That's very hard. And so how can we make this happen? What we do is we say, we have a conference once a year. Conference is 2 full days of unfiltered value that we're going to just give you guys. This is not a conference where you walk away and say, gee, what was that about? Rick, come on up. I'm going to ask you to come up, Rick. Come on, Rick. Come on, Rick. How many years have you been coming to our conference? Is
3
years. Yep. Awesome. RickCopeland.com. Did you write that backwards? Because
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, like, what's going on with my eyes? Like, whoa, that would be a problem.
Got to be a little bit different.
I like it. So it's Kary or something. Okay.
Kary.
Kary. So Rick, leaving the conference on Sunday, do you have a plan? Do we present the conference in a way that you actually can apply sessions?
Yeah. So for each one of the people that spoke last year, I came away with at least 2 things to do.
Fantastic.
And did, on average, about one of those.
Oh, yeah. But was one of those things even good for your business?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So I know David last year taught about how to do Facebook ads. Remember that? I was like, whoa. We had last year, gee, I don't even remember the schedule from last year.
It was packed.
It was packed, and every conference is different. So this conference will never happen again.
Right.
Becoming Unhackable is self-contained. We don't record it. We don't resell the conference, even though people have begged us to. Why? Because that is the conference. We want people in the room.
Well, that's the key, is to be in the room.
Yeah.
Because it's the connections between all of us that make the difference. It's not just the material.
Fantastic. Awesome. All right, Rick, go for it. So, yeah, awesome. So we're going to do Q&A here in just a second, but some of you are saying, you know what, I don't know. I can't really swing it, or I'm at a wedding that week or whatever. Fine, if you can't swing it, I get it. Even though we give you hotel rates, even though we cover your food as part of the conference, even though we have a $100 off code, some of you just like to be in your PJs. I like my bathrobe. I'm sorry, I do. I like my fuzzy slippers. I do. I know that's weird, Carter. That's my riding gear, right? The bathrobe, the fuzzy slippers, out on the porch. I need to be comfortable if I'm going to ride. Some of you, that's better for you. I get it. If that's you and you want online curriculum, recorded coaching calls, Dream Job Bootcamp is the way to go. And we give you guys $100 off for that. So that's a $197 limited time thing. And again, people in the room, we have a form virtually. There's a click. And again, why are we doing all this? Because we know that if people are connected to their core, their creator, and their community, they're a soul on fire. This is Ferdinand Foch, a French general, love it. But I really believe that. I believe that the most powerful weapon on earth is the human soul on fire. Let's do Q&A. Do you guys have any questions? Any questions in the room? You've heard focus. You've heard this thing, filter, orient, all this stuff. Any questions? And David, I'm going to ask people to type in their questions too. So you guys get the first shot. Any type of questions at all. I'll just take about 3 minutes worth of questions. Any questions for me about the fellowship, about this content, the conference, Dream Job Bootcamp? You want to buy a wood mirror from Brian? Yeah.
So how would you plan and how would you spend the time to go through and cutting out and doing things? Would you actually schedule a day and take time away from what you're doing to do that? Or how would you implement that most effectively?
It's one of these things where if you keep delaying it, you keep exacerbating the problem, right? I mean, let's face it, we've all had medical issues, right, that haven't been so annoying, but they have been a little bit annoying, and we keep letting it go, letting it go. I did this recently for something small on my foot because I'm like, I could do it, you know? And finally I went to the foot doctor and he's like, dude, like you should have came, like let's take care of this. It's done. So what I'm saying is, yes, you should schedule it, even though that's acute pain to say, you know, to your husband and your kids, I'm taking half a day, but call it a cut day. And then call it a day where you literally say, first, what is my filter? Because if you just say, I'm going to cut everything, honestly, you don't know if you should be cutting it. True? You need a filter first of what you're actually trying to achieve in the next 6 months, 12 months. Then you orient yourself toward that, then you cut. Okay, so you say, Renee, you say orient, you say, what do I need to add? And then that excites you. You say, oh my gosh, I could add that, that, and that. Now I know that I need to cut something. And now that you have that filter and that orient, now you can cut large sections. You know, and even okay stuff. Like, I get mellow mushroom texts to me when they're having a day. Who cares? Like, even though that's a 0.5 second interruption, 0.5 second times 0.5 second times 0.5 seconds, pretty soon it's minutes, pretty soon it's hours, and they have this thing, which I'm going to teach at the conference, which is called a focus residue. Me going from my family to look at mellow mushroom stupid text actually is residue that I've left. Does this make sense? You don't just go from focus to focus, you actually leave part of yourself there, and lots of us have parts of ourselves on all different conversations because it's residue. So I actually am very disciplined to say, I need to cut that. Okay? All right, great question. Anybody else online too? And if you can post those links too, David, that's awesome. Thank you. Pat.
You talked about before you go to a conference, before you come to a meeting like today, that you have a meeting with yourself about what your purpose for that conference or meeting is. Can you dig a little deeper and show us exactly what questions you ask yourself?
And that one's going to take a little bit of time, and I'm going to go deep into that for you, and I want to. And I always give people in the room, because if you have an appointment and you need to go or something, don't feel like you're being rude. That's all good. You can go. So yes, I will share how I do that. I never go to an event with the main purpose of the event. So let me say, so-and-so's coming to town and they're having an event. That's not why I'm there. It's probably reason number 27 why I'm going. So like, for instance, Mark Sanborn came to town a few years ago. I had Day Job to Dream Job. I had Mark Sanborn. He hadn't written my foreword yet. So I literally said, this is how weird I am, Okay, I know I'm weird. You asked me for the inside of my mind, so all right, here it goes. I need a forward. I need a forward. I don't know Mark Sanborn. Mark Sanborn's coming to town. How can I spend the next 30 days and add value to Mark Sanborn? And if he says no, that's okay. This is where you got to test your heart. If you add value to someone and you say, only for the win for me, then was it really serving them? So there have been people, Pat, that I have actually had 5 forwards in mind, and I've actually gone to add value to 5 people, and one person blows me off, the other person doesn't return my phone calls, the other person says you're an idiot. I don't know. I mean, not really, but let's just say that. And then Mark says, like, Mark has an in. So then what I do is I basically add value to Mark. When I'm there, Pat, oh my gosh, when Mark's on stage, snap, tweet. I mean, I am serving the guy because nobody else is tweeting him in the audience. You see what I'm saying? It's just focus on Mark, and if Mark was a client, how could I serve him to death? That's an example. So if there's lunch after, who pays? Me. If Mark needs something, who does it? Me. If Mark has a book coming out and he needs a review, me. He doesn't need to ask. I study Mark and say, what does Mark need in his life? This is where you do not tell people who are big fish, if you need anything, let me know. Hey, if you need anything, if you need a pizza at 2 in the morning, man, just call me. No. You actually study and you say, what do they need? Big difference. That's a whole nother teaching that I give. But that's just one small example, Pat, of, you know, why am I there? Another thing I do, who else is going to be there? Who else is going to be there? Joel was actually at that breakfast, not at the breakfast, but he was at an event in the same town on the same day in Tennessee. I saw Joel there. Joel, I've seen Joel and others begin applying this stuff. Right, Joel? You came to that event, but you walked away with check the box, check the box, check the box. He went not just as a learner. When you guys come to the Igniting Souls Conference, you should be coming for more reasons than one. You shouldn't be coming. I don't come to pitch people. So that's not why I come. I didn't pitch Mark on the forward. Mark, I got you here at dinner now. Let me ask you about why we're really here. No, I added value to him and let him lean in. And if he wanted to, fine. If he didn't, I didn't push it. Do you see the difference, folks? Yeah, Joel.
In that case, one of the things you taught about is deferring the ask.
Yes.
Is that what you did with Mark?
If I have time, and this is why I literally try to map out a lot of my life. Because I say, look, Elixir Project's coming out, right? Elixir Project's coming out. I got, in my opinion, the best editor for my genre. I just did. So I said, that's going to be a need coming down the line next year. How do I today start taking steps toward that goal? It's not, oh, I need a forward today. Oh, I better be friends with somebody for 24 hours so they think I'm a stalker and creepy, right? No, this is where I literally have created enough margin in my life to say, what am I doing in my career and where am I going? Okay? It doesn't always come to me that far in advance. It doesn't. There's times it comes to me like last minute, and I'm like, crud, this isn't ideal, but, and I share that, like, hey, I know this isn't ideal, but I always look for the win-win. How is this going to help them? So what you might do, this is cheesy, don't do this, please, but here's an example, okay? Okay, just here's a little example. Don't do this at the Igniting Souls Conference. But if you know, oh my gosh, there's 5 people that are going to be at the same table as me. I like to knit, this is, again, making this up. I like to knit, what do you call those? Stuff you put your cup on. Yeah, coasters. Thank you. I like to knit coasters. I am going to knit 5 coasters for my table. Not because I want them to all buy my book at the thing, but because it will be a great start to the conference. You see, I mean, that just came to me. That's a lame example, but do you see what I'm saying? You have, and you're like, no, that's a good one. Maybe it is, I don't know. But here's the point, guys. Like, okay, how many of you went to, I don't know, Shawshank, right? Hammers. Hammers. I got hammers, and I wood carved everybody's name into a hammer, and that took me way too long. David was like, what are you thinking, dude? It took way too long. I shouldn't have done that. But that was a value add. I didn't want anything in return. But like, I thought, what's a way that instead of just buying someone something cheap, I can buy them a hammer, engrave their name on it with a wood burner, and just bless them. So if you have that type of personality, which you all do, we're not wired this way by nature, but you can tap into it, you guys can do this. You can absolutely do this. Here's what I ask. How can I be an outlier? How can this conference be the best conference that anyone's ever been to and unlike any other thing? And these are the accent pieces that you add, just like if you were a landscaper, just like if you were a beautician. What are the little things? Does this make sense? Anybody else? Okay. Anybody else? David online. Yes, Deborah.
When you were talking about not being able to manage your time, don't ask God for more.
Yeah.
You can't manage what you already have.
Yeah.
So I know that, like, so when you start the book and then that leads to the course, and then
Yeah.
that leads to launching, and then so how do you manage immediate versus something that you know is coming 12 months later, and a lot, like, know how much time to allot to it? Does that make this question make sense?
Here's what I do a lot of
So
times
live
in
all different
yeah.
functions of it.
Here's what I do a lot of times in life, and this might be helpful for you guys. Let's just face it, we all have 20 things to do, right? Don't we all have 20 things to do? What I often do is, here's kind of some filters that I use. I say, out of these 20 things, what does David need to get the ball down the field in his area? What does Emily need to get the ball down? David texted me last night, he said, dude, we need a logo for this thing, and we did. We know that if we plant that logo with our designer, it's gonna take him a week. If we wait a week for the logo and then tell him, we've lost a week. So I literally go through my day and I say, what do I need to do? And then I quickly prioritize them. And mainly it's about other people. And I say, who on our team needs this so that they can get the ball down the field? Who needs this? What does my wife need? What do my kids need? And I basically start triaging, just like if you go to the ER. One guy's got his arm cut off and he's leaking blood, and another person has a headache. You go to the headache first, this person's dead. So I view my life that way in my business, that I say, who is going to die? You know, what task is going to die if we don't get it done? Does that make sense? And I know that if I need a forward and it takes 6 months to get a forward, I better put that up urgent right now and let that one soak rather than wait 6 months. So that's one thing that I constantly kind of do. I say, like, what needs to be done? Like, so right now we said we're not accepting, we're not having an offer webinar till after the conference, probably November. This is why David and I have a lot of wins, is because we say, what's the one thing? Not what's the 50 things, but what's the one thing that we need to be doing now? You see the point? Okay. All right, well, folks, this was great. I'm going to stay after. David's going to stay after for a few minutes. I love the fact that we had so many people jump on. Did they ask any question really quick, like 30-second question? No? Okay, fantastic. So thanks, guys. Hope you found this helpful. Our next meeting is in October, and we'll have a fellowship then, and then we'll have the conference. And I think these limited time things are over. This is over Monday, and this will be over in 48 hours. So take action, okay? Thanks, guys. We'll see you. All right.